News 46 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, a hiker is found deceased in the desert, and an Act of Kindness award is presented to a social worker. News 46 starts now.
You're watching Kpvm News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Officials locate a missing hiker in Death Valley. It's Friday, July 20th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A lone hiker died from a fall while hiking on a hot day in Death Valley National Park. National Park Service rangers received a call on Monday, July 16th, from the hiker's fiance. She reported that Peter Road, a 57-year-old man from Huntington Beach, California, was overdue in returning from his trip to Death Valley National Park. She provided the Park Service with a list of hikes that Mr. Road was thinking of doing, which helped narrow the search area in the 3,400,000 acre national park. Park rangers found his vehicle at the Panamint Dunes trailhead in late afternoon. Rangers conducted a quick ground search west of the parking area based on the information that his likely destination was Panamint Dunes. On Monday of July 17th, Inyo County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Coordinator and California Highway Patrol H-82 helicopter began an aerial search and rescue. They first spotted Mr. Rhodes' backpack about a mile east of his parked car, not west as expected. Mr. Rhodes' body was found about 2,500 feet away from his backpack. He was transported by helicopter to Lone Pine. The Inyo County Deputy Coroner conducted an autopsy and determined the cause of death to be a skull fracture caused by a fall compounded by exposure to the elements. Mr. Rhodes' backpack contained a route description to Panamint Butte, a rugged off-trail route involving about 4,000 feet of elevation gain over loose rocks without a trail or designated route. The temperature at that location likely exceeded 115 degrees on the day he was reported missing. The Board of County Commissioners recently discussed the proposed public shooting range.
The BOCC report is sponsored by Jim Marsh Automotive of Las Vegas, Kia, Chrysler, Jeep, and Body Shop.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we placed this item on. We're exploring options as we've been reporting monthly on county-owned property pursuing BLM, and we've also received options to explore privately owned property. But we've also received conflicting feedback as far as what it is we want to provide to the citizens. And as we reported previously, pool is in support as long as it's a managed shooting range, and we can't have this open and unmanaged. So I just want a direction on how to proceed, if we want to proceed with the managed.
Since I brought this forward to begin with, I think we do need to have it managed so we're covered, so we don't have somebody go out and some accident happen and we're not covered. So as Pool Pack directs, that's how we should go forward. I'd also like us to consider it should be a town of Pahrump and county project. Beatty paid for their range. People further north don't need a range because they live on 100 acres. So, but down here, we need it. We ought to explore town funds to help with this also. So a joint project between town and county.
Absolutely. So yes, and this was also just to clarify that it will be managed. We will not be moving forward with anything that's not managed.
Possibly, much like we've been trying to do with the Beatty shooting range, maybe you could approach the VFW and see if they would like to manage for something like that, like Beatty does.
Definitely in the idea of a managed range, it doesn't have to be, as far as I can understand, and you can clarify in another meeting, it doesn't have to be a county or county employee. It can be somebody that is contracted or another group that would come in to manage it, if we can do that.
Yes.
That's what I'd like us to explore.
As long as they've established the standard practices.
Perfect.
Do better than our veterans.
Thank you.
I just need everyone to understand that that means there will be certain hours of operation. You won't be able to go there at 8 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's the problem with the county or the town doing stuff because of the liability. So,
I have a question for Lorena.
go ahead.
On those that have put in for private things, I have a request from Western Best LLC. Do you have that on your
Yes, I
doc?
do have that. We received that, so
Okay.
that's,
Okay, because I
included.
told him I would present it.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Do we have to vote on that?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Directing, I believe.
The direction was good. Thank you.
And let's join Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, U.S. Commerce Department is holding hearings this week on the president's proposal to dramatically raise tariffs on cars and trucks imported from the European Union. Automakers are protesting the tariffs and believe tariffs would hurt U.S. jobs and hike prices on vehicles. The European Union does have a plan to retaliate with its own import tax. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross calls it too soon to determine whether the U.S. will raise tariffs. Labor unions remain concerned about the trade deficit. On Wall Street, Alcoa shares took a steep drop. The aluminum producer is cutting its profit forecast due to tariffs on metals already set by President Trump. Wells Fargo has been in a heap of trouble, and now reports say the bank is refunding hundreds of thousands of customers who were lured into buying unnecessary add-ons such as identity theft and debt protection services.
And thanks so much, Angela. Well, we have some special guests in our studio today. I'm going to introduce you to Girl Scout Troop 64 from Pahrump here, and they are joining us for our broadcast. They took a tour today, and we're going to have a little bit more with them a little later in the broadcast. We'll be right back.